Hi again then guys, and so we have our first look at the silhouettes for presumably this month's update, probably dropping next week, with only 3 vehicles. As far as we know, no circuits, but, technically we'll have to wait and see. But I would have thought if there was a new circuit, we'd have seen it at the live events. And based on certain information that I had, Polyphony has actually not only left the community out of the loop this month in terms of actually giving us a decent update, but they're leaving big brands out of the loop as well. And I have that on good authority. So, on the one hand, don't feel that it's just you as a fan who's being left out. Apparently companies are as well. Significant companies with a lot of clout in the automotive world are still being ghosted by Polyphony. I mean, you could easily get into like a half-an-hour video about what the hell is Polyphony doing at this point, but I have spoken about that before, and I might even again, like in a Beards and Cars episode perhaps. But the point of this video is, of course, the cars. And for those who, for whatever reason, are still interested in this month's update, we have 3 of them. Of course, we have the Aston Martin DBR9, which of course I predicted. 12 hours later it was confirmed in the game. Of course, it wasn't a prediction at all, but we call it that, obviously. The Fiat 500 is fairly obviously the first one that we have because, of course, the community was just going, absolutely nuts to have a Fiat 500 in the game. What were we really going to do without a Fiat 500 in the game? What the hell is Polyphony doing at this point? But anyway, the third car is a Nissan 180SX, presumably. It certainly looks like one. Could be a Salati, I guess, as well. That'd be pretty cool to bring it back. But again, this is just another example of Polyphony dropping the ball. They put out 3 cars and expect the community to treat them like gods for it, apparently, because, unfortunately, a lot of people still do. They have this blind fandom that just forgives everything. And although a lot of people on the internet, some people who watch my videos, some people from GT Planet, some people from various other places like to think of me as just a loudmouth with hot takes for the sake of getting some views, well, sure, you can think that way about me if you want to. I frankly don't give a damn. But at the same time, the reason why I have hot takes is because I believe that the franchise can be better. Because, as I said before, it has been better. They've proven what they can do even on lesser consoles. So if I'm supposed to be impressed by this at this point, I'm simply not. And those people who keep saying, well, it's free though. These updates are all free. Take a hike. It's not free. You paid for a game, you paid for a console, and chances are you paid for PS Plus. And if you didn't, your parents did. That is not free. So get that dumbass idea out of your head. That is not the way life works. And it's so weird to me that the same Gen Z mentality that those people have, where they just forgive a brand that they blindly have allegiance to for whatever reason, be it Polyphony with Gran Turismo, Turn 10 with Forza, Apple with the dumbass earpods that you end up buying cables for and turning them back into regular headphones, those same people don't appreciate anything. It's such a weird, almost paradox. Socially speaking, these same people have these contrasting ideas. It's almost like people genuinely think that getting $3 a month given to you even for like 2 or 3 years is more impressive than somebody giving you $1,000 in one go. Because people apparently no longer understand what a good deal is. Because GT Sport is not a good deal. Free update does not mean anything when the entire game after all of those updates is still smaller than Gran Turismo 3 was on an 8 megabyte memory card. And unfortunately, according to Kaz's Twitter, it would seem that this style of update, and again, this is Kaz and Polyphony who we're talking about, so they could change their mind next week, apparently this is going to be more the size and frequency that we can expect from updates this year. So, in other words, maybe like 3 to 5 cars every couple of months. Try to restrain your excitement, I know, right? At the same time, I did say, of course, that I have it on, let's say, good authority, because I believe it is good authority, that GT7, let's call it that, is not even close to being released. End of 2021 is what we're looking at. There's a long way to go, kids. So, obviously I hope that they start improving the situation. And I believe that a lot of people who disagreed with my thoughts months ago regarding the benefits of paid DLC should probably take another look at that video, because a lot of the things that I said still apply. But hey, what do I know? I've only been single-handedly running a channel with a potato camera that's bigger every day than it ever was before. So, what do I know about business? At the end of the day, Gran Turismo is a game and a series and a franchise and a company that many of us love. Many of us were brought up on. I certainly was. And that, I believe, is why we get so annoyed about it. At the same time, I also don't like the people who are never happy. And I don't consider myself to be one of those. You will never see me in the comments saying, oh, I wanted this car in this update. I wanted that track in this update. I cannot stand those people either. The people who, even if Polyphony released 30 cars a month and 5 new circuits that you'd never heard of, they'd still bitch and moan that something else wasn't in there. I cannot stand either side of the fence. But I believe that on a tangent that is needed to be heard in this video, that is another problem of the modern mentality. People act as if you have to be binary. You have to be 0 or 1. You have to be Marvel or DC. You have to be Gran Turismo or Forza. Bull. No, you don't. You can have your own choice. Don't just follow the crowd. Have an opinion for a change. It won't kill you. I mean, I've been having my own opinions on this channel for years, and it's got me plenty of enemies, but it's also got me plenty of fans here. And I don't expect those fans to agree with everything I say. That's part of free thinking. And free thinking does not equal being a blind fanboy, which is why, for every time I knock down Polyphony, I will commend them for other things. I mean, even look at this discussion. I've hit GT Sport numerous times, but look at the praise that I gave to every other game they've ever made. To me, that is the balance. You can absolutely criticize something that you love, and the day that someone makes you feel like you can't criticize that, you should no longer be a fan of it. Everything can be criticized, everything can be questioned, and it should be. Because the moment you become a blind fanboy to any brand, any game, any company, that is the moment when you cease to be an individual and you become a number. You become one of the millions of people who just buys Apple products because they do, who just supports Gran Turismo and hates Forza, even though you've never even played it. I mean, have that mentality if you want to. I like to think that many of the people here on the channel are better than that. And many of you prove that you are better than that. So overall, this is one of the most tangential episodes of the silhouettes we've ever had, but you got to talk about something, and the 3 cars that are in this update sure as hell ain't that much to talk about. But overall, that's it for this installment. Of course, stick around on the channel, I will be covering them. We'll probably get a trailer, I suspect, tomorrow night, maybe Tuesday. And of course, we'll take a look at it. Maybe there will be a circuit in there, but don't hold your hopes up. At any rate, I'll see you next time. And for now, as always, thanks for watching.